Hi, my name is Lee, and today we have another TBR Jar video because I finished The Stars Like Dust. So if you remember in my last video I talked about my first DNF of this project, of how I hated the last book. And so this book, I knew I had to finish it, and honestly I wanted to finish it for the first half because it was really good in the first half, and then it went, how else do I describe that? The Stars Like Dust by Isaac Asimov is about this dude named Byron Farrell who has just been almost assassinated on Earth, and so he realizes, or rather is told, that his father's been murdered and that he needs to escape the evil tyranny who are obviously the people who are trying to kill him. So he goes across space to the far reaches of Rhodia, where he meets Princess Artemisia, who he madly falls in love with in like 2 seconds because that's how this book is. And like, I'm kind of okay with that. But their relationship is just like, no, bad relationship. Anyway, then he meets this other inventor dude, and so together they go off to find the rebellion world. Dun 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 dun. That's the plot of this book. So, as a reader, you learn some things about writing craft. And one of the things I've learned is that when you're reading a story, promises are made. So Chekhov's gun is a generic promise that most people know is a trope now. It's the sort of thing of, hey, this is something we've talked about, it's going to show up. So much stuff doesn't actually show up. The promises that Asimov makes to the reader is not fulfilled, and therefore I don't feel fulfilled reading the end of this book because so much stuff doesn't get fulfilled. There's all these weird things where it's just like, there's this watch, there's this document, the document gets forgotten about for like 70% of the book and then shows up and then doesn't show up. Honestly, this is not a great book to start, probably, if Asimov actually is a good writer. I have no idea from this book because this was terrible. I also didn't really like how Asimov wrote Artemisia. He writes her as a strong female character, but then as the book keeps going, you realize that she's just all talk. She doesn't actually know anything, she doesn't do anything, she just complains and whines, and the few times she does try to do something, she's usually too weak because she's a woman to do it, and it's disheartening to read. And then Byron just isn't a great hero either, where he is... I hate him. He was amusing in the first half because it's just like, oh, he's gonna learn to be better, but he never actually learns, and he usually, all of his faults are treated as if they're great, and it's none of the characters were really likable except I started really liking the bad guys, because when you kind of hate the heroes, you start liking the bad guys. So yeah, I'm not gonna keep this book. This is gonna go off to the Goodwill and live happily ever after with some other owner, hopefully. An Asimov fanatic, maybe. Well, I will make room in my life for other books. It sounds good, right? Right? With that said, let's get our next TBR Jar pick. Let's do this. Are we scared? We're scared again. Got our pick. Let us read it. Oh, crap. Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. It's so long. I'm not gonna have another TBR video for months. It's huge. I will see you soon in a new video. Probably not a TBR Jar video because this is gonna take me a while. And I knew sometime it was gonna get a long one and it was gonna hurt me. Hopefully this is really good, otherwise we're in trouble. It'll be 2021 by the time I read this book. I kid you not. NaNoWriMo's coming. It's going to be... I'm not going to read anything in NaNoWriMo times because it's NaNoWriMo times. You know? Yeah! Oh, goodness.